Welcome to Guided, your weekly sanctuary where we blend the wisdom of the Enneagram with the art of intentional living. I'm your host Evie, and you're so welcome here. Guided is all about helping you, the modern woman, find your flow in a world that's often all hustle and no heart. Whether you're navigating a career pivot, diving into creative pursuits, or just figuring out how to take better care of yourself, Guided is here to support you. This podcast is like a weekly chat with a good friend, one who's passionate about making your life feel good. At Guided, we believe in living with intention, fostering emotional well-being, and finding joy in the everyday. We tackle the big stuff like overthinking, setting boundaries, and avoiding burnout, all while keeping it real and relatable. Think of this as your go-to spot for practical tips, soulful conversations, and a reminder to break free from the grind. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Thank you for choosing to make Guided a part of your weekly ritual. If you're ready to step into a life of intention and empowerment, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started.
Welcome back to another episode of Guided. I'm so thrilled that you're here. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Evie, your self-appointed big sister, here to walk with you through the messy, beautiful, and deep work of self-discovery. Today's episode is a special one. I shared a thought recently in a podcast episode a few weeks back, I think in episode 21. And it struck a chord with quite a few people, and I've had lots of conversations off the back of that episode, off the back of that thought. And I wanted to really dive a little bit deeper into it. What is the thought, you're asking? The thought is, if it takes a village to raise a child, then I think it takes a village to maintain an adult. Sit with that a moment. Think about it. All of us, pretty much all of us, believe that, it definitely takes a village to raise a child. That is so much life that needs nurturing and supporting. No way could one person or two people, two parents, do that by themselves. And so I'm wondering where that shift comes in. I'm wondering why we have moved so far away from that as we've moved into adulthood. And I think there is a call to come back to community. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. You know, we all understand the importance of community, theoretically. You and I could have a really great conversation about that for the next hour. But the engaging with, the doing of the community, I think lacks panache. Panache, is that the word I mean? I think it lacks energy. I think it lacks. I think this assumption that being independent means strong. I think this assumption that we should be able to do it all alone. You know, that to be strong is to be independent and that needing support is some kind of sign of weakness. But the truth is, we never stop needing a village. We just have to be the ones to build it. So let's talk a little bit more about community then. Why does community matter? The myth of self-sufficiency runs really deep, especially in hustle culture. It tells us that we should be able to figure everything out by ourselves, whether it's career decisions or emotional challenges, or even something as simple as creating a life that feels aligned. But we aren't meant to do life alone. We are not created for that. We know that human beings are wired for connection. We know that our nervous systems regulate better when there is another human in the room, when we are in community with others, when we feel safe in those relationships. We know that we heal faster when we are witnessed. We know that deeply emotional tears of sadness hold more protein so that they trickle down the face slower in order to give other people in the community, other people in our family, in the room, a chance to see those tears so that we can be supported and held. That's a real thing, you guys. We are built for community. We are built for community. We make braver choices when we are supported. We make better choices when we are supported. And this is where the Enneagram comes in. Because if you know the Enneagram, you know that it's not just about understanding yourself. If you've ever booked in and done a typing session with me, you know that we don't just learn about your type. We learn about the collective. We learn about the full community, the full spectrum of the Enneagram. And this is what I really love about the Enneagram. This is why I think it differs so significantly from other personality training tools, from other spiritual tools, because it doesn't just look at the individual. It looks at the community and how you can find yourself as an individual, as part of that community, never separated from and always connected to. And yes, it gives us a language for our patterns, but it also gives us a language for other people's patterns and how those might intercept. It helps us see the people around us with more clarity, helps us see those people really clearly. And so then, therefore, it helps us meet people where they are, where we are, without this need of pretense or standing on ceremony. And that, in and of itself, is an act of community care. It's why I'm so passionate about teaching this spiritual tool. It's why I'm so passionate that you would become so intimately acquainted with the Enneagram, because I think it could shift everything. We are so far away from beautiful community care. There are pockets of it, yes. People are doing amazing things. But we need to get back to the village. We need to get back to living in and from that place of community. And of course, every Enneagram type approaches community differently. Let's talk about what those look like. So for type 1, those guys, me, takes on the role of the responsible one. Shocking, I know. Trying to hold everything together. But they need the village to remind them that it's okay to relax, that it's okay to play, that it's okay to chill. Type 2s are the natural nurturers, but they need relationship and community to remind them that they are allowed to receive, not just give. Type 3s thrive in environments that see them beyond their achievements, where their achievements are not the most interesting thing about them. Type 4s need people who can connect really deeply with them. People who can appreciate their depth without making them feel like they're too much. Type 5s need connection that make them feel so safe that they're able to come out of their internal world. Type 6s need communities that affirm their intuition rather than just amplifying their doubt. Type 7s need space that allows them to be both adventurous and vulnerable. Type 8s need communities where they don't always have to be the strong one or the one who provides. And type 9s need communities that encourage them to use their voice rather than just fade into the background. When we understand the needs of ourselves and the needs of those around us, we create stronger, healthier, and more connected relationships. We become the adults who maintain the village that we all still need. And this is exactly why I created the seasonal reset. In a world that moves really fast, where we often feel disconnected from both ourselves and others, we need intentional moments to pause, to reflect, to be held in a space that reminds us that we're not alone. I hold this class once a season, and the next class coming up is the Spring Equinox Seasonal Reset. Spring is a time of renewal, it's a time of growth, and it's a time of fresh energy. It's also a time of sunshine, which it's like 11 a.m. right now. I've got every single light I could possibly have on in this room. If you're watching on Spotify, you can see how dark it is. Wow, I'm feeling excited for spring today. Spring is the season when we shake off the heaviness of winter. It's the season when we step into expansion. But here's the thing, real sustainable growth doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in community. And that's why I created this class. This is what this event is all about. The seasonal reset is a space for you to reflect, realign, and reconnect, not just with yourself, but with others who are also on the path of intentional living. Guys, I've held this class for a little while now, and every single time, the amount of beautiful moments there are between each member of the class, it is breathtaking to be a part of. It's such a beautiful space that I can't believe I get to hold. And the response, the feedback is always incredible. So in this spring equinox gathering, which has been held the night before the spring equinox, so it's on Wednesday the 19th of March at 7:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. But you can join from anywhere in the world. Often we have people joining from the US, from Denmark, from Sweden. We've had some other places as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head, as well as the UK. In this session, we are going to be focusing on releasing the stagnation of winter and stepping into this fresh spring energy, setting aligned intentions for this next season of your life. We're going to be connecting to the themes of rebirth, renewal, and expansion. Oh, it's going to be so good. And we're going to be using meditation, Enneagram journaling prompts, and guided visualizations to help cultivate clarity and momentum. This isn't about setting overwhelming goals or forcing yourself into productivity. Nope, we don't do that here. It's about planting the seeds for the life that you truly want, whilst being supported by a beautiful group of like-minded women. If this episode has resonated with you, if right now whilst you're listening to this, it feels excited, maybe in your chest center or in your tummy, maybe you've got ideas percolating in your head as I've been sharing about what it is to be part of a community, to be seen and heard and valued. If you're craving that reset moment, that moment to breathe, this is your invitation. The tickets are out now, and I would love for you to secure your space. You don't have to figure out the next season of your life alone. In fact, I would not recommend it. You don't have to push through burnout and then call it growth. You deserve a village that holds you through every season of life. You can grab your ticket through the link in the show notes. And if you're feeling called to this, don't overthink it. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for ourselves is to say yes to support. The idea that we have to do it all alone is one of the greatest lies that we've ever been sold. You were never meant to figure this out for yourself. So today I want you to ask yourself, where in my life do I need more support? Who are the people I can lean on? And where am I resisting community because I think I should be able to handle it all on my own? Let's build the village that we all still need. Thank you so much for being here today. If this episode spoke to you, I would love it if you could leave me a review or send this episode to a friend who you think would get a lot out of it. That would mean the world to me. And don't forget to join us at the seasonal reset. I'll see you there.
If Guided the podcast resonated with you, why not share it on your socials or send it to your friends? And if you have a spare moment, I would love it if you could leave me a review. These small gestures are free and they're invaluable in helping me amplify the reach of Guided the podcast, connecting us with more empowered women who are eager to increase their well-being. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop with our latest episodes. By subscribing, you'll stay connected and receive a weekly dose of inspiration directly to your inbox. Thank you for being a part of our community, for showing up, and for your commitment to personal growth and self-discovery. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep exploring the depths of your own inner wisdom.